Hi everyone, this is Shantae, aka Shantizi on Twitter and Instagram, or just simply Shantae. So I'm here with my show called hashtag Shantae's Analysis. If you want more content, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram as I am Shantizi, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Shantae Berry. So I am here with the usual. I'm going to get to the coronavirus right now because that's what's the main focus every night for me first. So I'm going to pull up numbers from the Johns Hopkins website, and I'm going to pull up numbers from the states from the New York Times COVID map. So here we are. And goddamn, these numbers are crazy. So according to the Johns Hopkins website, which they track the coronavirus cases, is coronavirus.jhu.edu. So the global confirmed cases here is 56 million around the world, 56,834,187. The global death toll is 1,359,599. The U.S. confirmed cases is 11 million, is almost 12 million, 11,713,221. So again, U.S. confirmed cases, according to the Johns Hopkins website, 11,713,221. The U.S. death toll is at 252,514. And as of today, the United States saw a whopping new infections, record high new infections, over 170,000 cases. So the exact number is 70,161. So with almost 12 million cases and over 252,000 deaths, the United States saw new cases, saw 170,161 new cases of COVID-19. And yet, y'all know we got no national plan, right? We don't got no plan. We leaderless. We're done. So we're waiting for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to get into straighten shit out. So let's hit you with the state numbers. Wagwan, Queen Lion. Here we are. The USA. Texas, 1,137,095. Jeez. California, 1,077,065. Florida, 914,325. Illinois, 622,869. They have rose above New York as a couple of days ago. New York, which was once the major epicenter of all of this, is at 584,128. Georgia, 421,381. Wisconsin, which is another state that's seeing rising cases, which they're doing a stay-at-home order right now, 358,113. Ohio, 326,615. North Carolina, 325,658. Tennessee is another place that's seeing rising cases, to 321,832, and they're in the red. So Texas is in the red. Illinois is in the red. Wisconsin's in the red. Ohio's in the red, and Tennessee's in the red. Michigan is another one, 295,556. Pennsylvania, 294,345. Arizona is seeing rising cases as well, 288,807. Indiana's on fire. Like, you know who is the freaking, what's his face? the leader of the Corona Task Force, which they had a briefing, which I'll play a clip, is at 278,142. That's Indiana. Alabama is at 225,910. Louisiana is at 211,000. South Carolina just went up in the 200s, 201. That's insane. So all these states are seeing nothing but red. Nevada's seeing 128,000. Nebraska's seeing 106,617. Thank you, Donald Trump. And North Dakota and South Dakota. South Dakota is seeing 69,742. And yet the governor has not even put a mask mandate order. She said it's our freedom and our liberty. Some dumb shit. But your people's dying. Your people is dead dying. But you don't care. Because you're following somebody that don't even believe in science, who himself had coronavirus. No national plan at all. But I do want to play a clip from Michael Richard Pence. And this press conference was let's just say, it was some interesting shit. Okay, that's not the one I want to play, but there is one that I do want to play. And because I think it's interesting. Because he had a press conference today. So he was asked if Americans are afraid of the question Trump called nasty earlier in response to the, Mike Pence response, whatever. Here we go.
You're the head of the task force. You've seen the numbers. You've spoken to average Americans. You're a former governor. What do you say to Americans right now who are watching and who are scared?
I would say do not be afraid, be vigilant. All the experts tell us that the risk of serious illness to the average American for the coronavirus is low. But we need every American to put into practice the president's coronavirus guidelines, 15 days to slow the spread, because the coronavirus is about 3 times more contagious than the flu, according to our best estimate. And you can contract the coronavirus, have very mild symptoms, if any, not even be aware that you have it, and expose someone who is vulnerable to a very serious health outcome. That's the reason why we're encouraging people to avoid groups of more than 10, to not eat in restaurants, but to use drive-thrus, to wash their hands on a regular basis. And particularly, we're going to continue, as the president has directed us, to focus on the most vulnerable population, which are seniors with serious underlying health conditions.
Y'all heard that bullshit? Y'all heard that? This is the leader of the coronavirus task force, Michael Richard Pence, the vice president of the U.S., the outgoing vice president of the U.S. Michael Richard Pence. Do you know we have 11.7 million cases, almost 12 million, because of you? Because of your lack of fucking leadership? Your lack of science, talking about let's let God handle it, because I'm pretty sure that's what he's saying to his wife, Karen. You got the current resident of the United States not giving a fuck, and then told people way back then, prior to not giving a fuck now, inject bleach, slow the spread, 15 days, not eat in restaurants. We got governors telling us not to eat in restaurants, especially my governor, who's been taking the utmost crazy task of handling this pandemic. Andrew Martin Cuomo has been doing, he always know how to handle disasters, from Hurricane Sandy into this. Like, this is his challenge, and he's been doing the damn thing. Yet, y'all the same motherfuckers that took so fucking long to bring the fucking National Guards when my governor was crying out for help on TV, every fucking day. Yeah, and could not even handle his own AIDS epidemic in his own state. His own fucking state. Jesus Christ. Here we go. This some more stuff.
Among those were 19 crew members and 2 passengers.
That's not. I didn't want to play that one. But it's just the utmost insane that he would just Jesus Christ. Like, really? Really? 11, almost 12 million cases. And people about to lose their unemployment as well because it's a financial ripple effect too. It's a public health crisis leading to a great recession, like a greater recession that could lead to a depression. People ready to lose their homes, their unemployment insurance, no relief. But the Senate has adjourned to what? 2 weeks. They're not coming back until the 30th of November. Like, this is the shit that this we're dealing with until January 20th, 2021. And yet, this White House refuses to concede, to not brief the Biden and Harris transition team, the incoming administration, based on COVID and other national security issues and financial implications. And Moscow Mitch is with the bullshit too. He always been a fucking hack. It's just starting to show on display. I don't give him this credit like, oh, Shantae was such an institutionalist. Institutionalist my ass. He's been trying to obstruct for the last 12 years now, because it's been 12. Since the first Democratic president, I guess, since Barack Obama came in. And it got worse. Under Trump, it got worse because he got free ball to do what the fuck he want to do. You're not trying to negotiate no relief with Nancy Pelosi, who sent the fucking HEROES Act to you after the House voted for it. Because I'm about to get into the other side of what the fuck they're doing, which I'm going to blast their ass because I got time today. I completed my 150-page project. But I need to play, I think, a clip from the disgraced mayor of New York, who always been a disgrace to New York, Rudolph Giuliani. It's time to play that ass because I'm tired. Because Rudolph is crazy. It was completely bizarre. So here we go.
Soros, Antifa. George Soros, Antifa.
Hugo Chavez, the Clinton Foundation.
They were naming all these, but I need to play the root of some of this. So here we go.
You couldn't possibly believe that the company counting our vote, with control over our vote, is owned by 2 Venezuelans who were allies of Chavez, are present allies of Maduro with a company whose chairman is a close associate and business partner of George Soros, the biggest donor to the Democrat Party, the biggest donor to Antifa, and the biggest donor to Black Lives Matter. My goodness, what do we have to do to get you to give our people the truth? Yes.
Thank you, Giuliani. My name is Liz Williams with RSPN. Some on this legal team have mentioned before that people close to the Trump campaign are pressuring them to drop the investigation into Dominion. Can you go further into detail and tell us specifically who those people are?
Rudolph. No, because we're going to use people's real names. So Rudolph. Chavez died several years ago, 7 years ago to be exact. And George Soros and Maduro has nothing to do with our elections. President Maduro has nothing to do with our elections. George Soros is upstate in New York, old as shit, 92 years old, don't even come to the city, is being quarantined at home being 92 years old. Trying to stay safe from everybody. Rudolph, what the fuck are you talking about? You make no motherfucking sense as usual. And people talking about what happened to Rudy Giuliani. Rudolph always been a deplorable ass motherfucker. His whole mayoral campaign has revolved around race. He was a racist bastard. And because of him, we can't sit on milk crates no more. The reason of him, he basically cut funds from the New York City public schools. He tried to cut after school programs. Yes, the same Rudolph Giuliani. Also, the work programs, after school work programs for kids that are teen workers. You try to fuck with summer youth. You're full, like this here is no surprise to me. Oh, he was the Southern District. He was the attorney of the Southern District of New York. He was always been a bastard. He was a racist piece of shit and still is to this day. And what he just said made no fucking sense. Who's counting the votes is regular fucking people. Regular fucking people that is working the polls and that works with election security. Those are the people that's counting the votes. And they report it to the election desk. That's what happens. There is no company counting these votes. Y'all doing this to appease another New York bum, Donald Trump, so he can escape all the investigations from the Manhattan District Attorney, Cy Vance, the Southern District of New York, Audrey Strice, downtown, and up in Albany, Tish James. Yes, all New Yorkers, real New Yorkers, that gonna come for that ass. Donald Trump always dodged bullets. He always been dodging bullets. He's been dodging bullets forever. He could have served in prison with the Gambino folks and the folks that work for the Gambinos. He was an infamant. He's a straight up cheese eater, a snitch, a whole ass motherfucking snitch. And you coming for the FBI and you been a whole ass infamant and a snitch? Get the fuck out of here. I swear, Donald Trump is a pussy ass bitch. And I said it, yes. Always been. New York has been telling you like Donald Trump never been about that life. Donald Trump is from nice area Queens. Nice area Queens. And trust me, New York laws are so strict. Like Wayne LaPierre, you haven't seen Wayne LaPierre from NRA, have you? No, because the NRA is about to go down. Dead ass. But like I said, Who am I? But I would like to move on to something else. Oh, yeah, there's a video. Before I move on to something else, why really Rudy Giuliani hates a specific person. Let's play the clip.
He mentioned the sentence. And the irony is Rudy Giuliani, probably the most underqualified man since George Bush to seek the presidency, is here talking about any of the people here. Rudy Giuliani. I mean, think about it. Rudy Giuliani, there's only three things he mentioned in the sentence, a noun and a verb and 9/11. I mean, there's nothing else. There's nothing else. And I mean it sincerely. He is genuinely not qualified to be president.
And that is now, well, then Senator Joe Biden, who is now the president-elect Joe Biden. That's why Rudy Giuliani hates him, because he ended Rudy Giuliani's presidential bid. That's why Rudy Giuliani doing all this shit for Donald Trump. All this shit. Each and every last one of it. Because he said a noun and a verb and 9/11. And it's true, because that's what all Giuliani talks about. Which he acted like a mayor, which he really never was the mayor for the people. Oh, I'm about to get into that next. Don't worry about that. But I need to blast some of these folks. Because I'm tired. I'm tired of these people popping up on my motherfucking timeline, popping up every motherfucking where they go. I'm just that motherfucking tired, and I've been tired. So let me just play these people, because I can't anymore. Where's that shit? No, where is it? Here we go.
And the movement has pushed. The movement is why I was elected to Congress. The movement is why Jamal and Corey and Mandir are here today. You all, the movement is why Ilhan is here. The movement is why Rashida is here. The movement is why Ed Markey was protected this year. It was the movement. Because as we've been saying since day one, they've got money, but we've got people. We've got people. And at the end of the day, dollar bills don't vote, although they try to. We vote. People vote. Young people vote. And it's about time, long past time, that we recognize and understand that we owe our seats, we owe our political power because of young people, because of the movement for Black lives, because of women, because of the working class across this country. And it's a class issue, it's a race issue, it's a gender issue. That's why this work is so important. And because of the movement and the power that the movement has built, over 1 million calls were made in Texas alone. Over 1 million calls. We had calls made for, Jamal, you know how many calls were made for you in your race?
Yes.
How many?
Sunrise overall.
Yeah.
1.2 million overall, 865,000 by Sunrise.
There you go. The movement made 1 million calls for Jamal Bowman. So don't tell us about what young people can and can't do, what the movement for Black lives can and can't do, what the movement for climate justice can and can't do. And because you all have done the work, you all got us a seat at the table.
Progressives. I don't even know why I'm even calling them progressives, because I feel like, and yeah, that too, Queen Lion, these progressives don't know how to take the win, like some of the moderates. We just won a presidential election nearly 2 weeks ago as a Saturday. Yet, we're having fucking policy debates and arguments on Twitter because one particular House leader said that some people lost their seats because of defund the police, the slogan from the Republicans. You mad because he said that. But yet, y'all respect him. You got mad at something at a phone call from Hakeem Jeffries, and people like, I will get 5 people to primary him, like they know 5 people in Brooklyn. Please, nigga. And then you have the Sunrise Movement fucking like protesting the Biden and Harris administration, and yet the Biden and Harris administration didn't even get briefed. They didn't even get the full transition. Why didn't they get the transition? Because Donald Trump is holding up everything. Because his General Service Administration is following what the fuck he's doing. And yet, you talking about let's be the movement, young people vote. Young people just started voting this fucking year. Really? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Really? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, I'm so tired of them. And it's some of these white ones, these young white ones, yes, it's some of them that keeps with the shit. And there's another video too. Like, it's so deplorable and so disgusting. Like, I just can't. Because I said, you know, I was not going to go after them, but I just got tired.
Biden's transition team floating women for cabinet positions, like Secretary of State and Defense. Sure, it's a bummer that Biden will have a Wall Street and Silicon Valley team made up of allies to corporate interests, but at least Biden's cabinet will be diverse. The AP is celebrating these new girl bosses for breaking glass ceilings. Then there's this national security operative from the centrist Third Way group who took it a step further, accusing white progressives of attacking Biden's diverse choices to head these imperialist branches of government. This is the dead end of neoliberal identity politics, where Democrats point to superficial identity markers to virtue signal progressivism, while doing absolutely nothing progressive. The wars continue, the wealth gap grows, the corporatists keep getting their way, while pointing to an illusion of progress. So who are these liberals so excited about? They want you to get pumped for former Undersecretary of Defense for Policy, Michelle Flournoy at Pentagon, and former National Security Advisor Susan Rice at State. And efforts to tarnish them as warmongers or defense industry hacks are sexist and unfair. Really? So it's sexist to point out that Michelle Flournoy sits on the board of Booz Allen Hamilton, one of the country's biggest weapons companies, and that she oversaw the development of $32 million in military contracts at Boston Consulting Group, or that she helped persuade Obama to intervene in Libya, or that she became CEO of the Center for New American Security in 2014, a think tank with an annual budget of about $9 million, and defense contractors donated at least $3.8 million while she was CEO, or that she believes that building bridges between Silicon Valley and the U.S. government is really, really important as the government pressures social media giants within 72 hours, so that China
was, I don't think Congress is going to give you the authority.
She's also a sanctions hawk. Back in 2010, she celebrated crippling sanctions on Iran as having real teeth and real bite. She even tried to blame George Floyd protests on a hostile foreign power.
Out of the Russian playbooks, their aim is not simply to embarrass the United States, Wolf. Their aim is to divide us, to cause us to come into combat with each other, to disintegrate from within. I wouldn't be surprised to learn that they're funding it in some way, shape, or form.
The whole point of this identity celebration is to convince you that once Susan Rice and Michelle Flournoy are in charge of U.S. imperialism, you must support policies that kill Palestinians, Iraqis, Libyans, Syrians, Iranians, and Venezuelans, or at least avoid questioning them, lest you be accused of misogyny and racism. Democrats have sought not to end America's endless wars, not to halt its imperialism, but to make it seem less brutal, to reduce collateral damage, not to reduce interventions. So putting a female face in charge serves the pernicious illusion that America's wars can be done more humanely. Wall Street and the imperialist elites are trying to lull us into submission with this deception of progress, whether it's a half-black president or a female Secretary of Defense, or tomorrow a Latinx non-binary head of the CIA Special Operations. It's not the identity that matters, it's the policies. And I would rather have a straight white male from Nebraska called Buzz who supports the working class and opposes wars over a transgender person of color who serves Wall Street and continues to support American exceptionalism, meaning impunity for American military adventures. For decades, the only ones opposing racism and promoting the liberation of women, the LGBTQ community, immigrants, Black people, and other repressed identities were leftists. And so we associated their empowerment as leftist causes. But as we've seen in the European right, one can be a fascist and be a woman, or gay, or of color. We should not be deceived by these.
That shit, no. And this woman is, and you know, I don't criticize that she supported one person for, you know, the presidency. But you calling Democrats corporatists? So you're calling, see, my problem is with white progressivism. It's not real. It's a fucking cult. They don't promote the social stuff that they said. And that video of Susan Rice that they just played was fucking doctored. It was not real. She was talking about foreign interference, stuff that, because I saw that interview. That's how I know her ass is lying. See, this is what I'm talking about with them. It's like they have Kremlin thoughts. They are oh my God, I can't even get the words out of my mouth, but they're the toxic ass white left. I literally can't. Like, they're just so remotely disgusting. As I tweeted earlier, and I always say, they're not for us, by us. That means FUBU. They're not for us and they're not by us, period. By all means. They call Black people low information voters, shield for the corporate establishment, the Democrat establishment. People don't even know what that fucking shit means until we really have to, like, literally watch it. This is why education is so goddamn important. Like, I can't with them. I don't even call them progressive. They're fluxgressives or whatever they are, or they just the far white supremacists, whatever they are. They're not progressive. Because their term of progressivism is it's cultless and it's white supremacy. Because real progressivism is Kamala Harris, Hakeem Jeffries, Barbara Lee, Karen Bass, Barack Obama, Jim Clyburn, Maxine Waters. I can go on and on. My congressman, Adriano Espi. Like, I can go on and on and on. So this is no shade to the congresswoman from the Bronx/Queens. But protesting an incoming administration that didn't even fucking hit the White House is dubious as fuck. The Sunrise Movement protesting, the Sunrise whatever movement, whatever they are, protesting them at the White House when they're still in Delaware is dubious as fuck too. And I'm sorry to go off, but I just can't. It's just so nauseating. It's nauseating as hell. Like, it's so nauseating. I had to freaking watch some of the versus battle, and even that was fucking contentious. Who I said won? because I love the way they rap. I actually like Jeezy. Gucci is okay, but I wasn't really into Gucci music like that, like I was into Jeezy, because Jeezy worked with several of artists of different. He worked with African artists. He worked with other rappers too from different coasts of the world. So, you know, I always listen to them. So I actually like Jeezy, but it was contentious as hell. Like, it was so like, damn. And everybody thought the Brandy and Monica thing was, I never thought theirs was contentious. Like, this shit was a little uncomfortable. I'm just going to read one of the comments. I have the friend who's super progressive and always talks about Dems like they're the devil. And it's so horrible that he has to vote for them. I don't know why he's talking like the Dems as the devil. I mean, all people in the party is not perfect, but they're a lot better than the party of treason, the grand old party. And we don't know what the Green Party do, because I don't see them doing shit. I mean, honestly, I don't think she's a Dem establishment. If anybody's an establishment, it's Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders been in the fucking Congress for like more than 30 years. But back to the quote-unquote progressives. Joe Biden came and picked all his cabinet members yet. He picked people for his inner circle. His inner circle. So this video from this woman, she didn't know what she was talking about. So that's why people need to pump their brakes, relax their nerves, let their conscience be free, and let this shit play out. Let's hope that Donald Trump actually concedes and brief Joe Biden and his team. Because it's not looking like it's supposed to be. Joe Biden is just sitting. He's not even being briefed. He's sitting there stagnant. Stagnant. Literally stagnant. And reading stuff in The Guardian, I don't think that's a really great idea. Just saying. But I'm going to end this because it's getting late and I'm tired and my voice hurts. But take care of yourself. Wash your hands. Social distance. And wear your mask. And I'll see you tomorrow night for the after show, because I do my Instagram live on Friday for a weekend review for the Instagram followers, and for the YouTube followers and the the YouTube subscribers and the Twitter followers, or the Periscope followers. What I do is I do the after show, so to give you just an after chill, after spill. So it's rare that I will do the lives on the weekends, but I mostly try to do it, during the week because it's good. And thank you guys for tuning in, for watching. Like I said, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, or you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram. So until then, you guys have a good night.